Hello, Grand Rich Rising, all my beautiful souls. Welcome to Main Character Energy Tarot. Today we're going to be checking on your main character energy to see what exactly you should be doing today to put yourself in the spotlight, okay? Today is Venus Day, right? It's Friday, let me think, what is it, the 20th? Right, so there's going to be a new moon coming up soon. I believe it's a new moon in Gemini. Double check, but so yeah, soon we'll be having a new moon. So this could be affecting your energy today whenever you see this. But yeah, today's Venus Day, which is the day of love and feeling beautiful and sexy and warm. So today we're just going to check on your main character energy and how you should be taking care of yourself. Okay, what does your main character need today to take care of itself? So I'm just going to start with a couple of oracle cards and then we'll get into the tarot. Okay, so this is the self-care deck. This is just going to give us some suggestions on how you should be taking care of yourself. I hope you guys are having a good day. Ooh, right off. Hydrate, okay? So definitely getting some hydration in. Making sure you're staying nice and balanced and moist. So that could even be like with taking a bath. On Fridays, I love taking spiritual bath cleanses with herbs and things like that. Abundance planning, okay, so making sure you're checking on your money, right? Looking after your dollar bills, y'all. And thinking about your future self, right? So a quote that I have on my wall is, taking care of your finances is a form of self-care or self-love, right? So taking care of your finances today, and then chanting. I've been getting this card like every day. So definitely using your voice, making sure you're heard, warming up your vocals. If there's something you got to say, make sure you express it. Also just kind of sitting with your energy. I feel like that's what it's saying too, like sit with your internal energy and listen to your internal, like what does your cells need, what does your self need, as opposed to all this outside noise, right? So so something you could do here, right, is get yourself a good drink, specifically water. Sit down with your journal or your finances, however you do your financial planning, and then also sit there while you're doing it, like hum some tunes or whatever sound or noise is coming to your mind while you're writing, because that vibration and that frequency is going to activate whatever it is that you need. And then water holds memory, so the water is really going to enhance your frequency. Today is one of those days where you just want to tell yourself, like, I'm raising my vibration. I'm raising my vibration. Raising my vibration. My vibration is high. Okay, let's see what the angels got to say. Ooh, leadership. So Archangel Gabriel, it is time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. This is such a beautiful card. So now is the time that you take your leadership role. Your main character energy today wants to be seen, wants to be heard, wants to be felt in the spotlight. Okay, golden energy is what I'm seeing. Ooh, a career transition. Archangel Shamuel. Your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change. So this could be part of why you need to do some abundance planning, is because things are changing when it comes to your money, your career, your banking, your status, your tax bracket, whatever it is. Everybody's is different, but you know specifically what it is for you. And you need to plan it out. You need to write it out so that way it is being spoken into existence, right? And then we have spread your wings. Archangel Ariel, do not hold back right now. The timing is perfect and you're ready to soar. I'm sorry, the kids are playing outside on the playground. But along with chanting, you know, tell yourself where to go, give yourself the direction. Don't allow other people to lead you or steer you in a specific direction. That's why I said listen to your internal guide and listen to what your internal voice is saying at this time. Because it's time for you to take a chance on yourself, and you don't need external influences when it comes to that. Let's see what it's saying about your chakra, like ways that you can heal yourself today. Let's see here. We're focusing on healing. Oh, I was not expecting this. We have the second chakra, the sacral, with sexuality. So I honor and respect my sexuality, and I allow the natural flow of my feelings. I acknowledge that my sexual thoughts and feelings will arise, and I release unnecessary guilt regarding sex. I am open to the positive sensual feelings coming to me from others. At the same time, I keep my sexual activities well directed and in balance. Interesting. I feel like that's kind of opening us up to a preview of what exactly the tarot is going to say. However, it makes sense for Venus Day because Venus is all about love. You know, the goddess Aphrodite, she definitely is seen as a symbol when it comes to flowing with those natural feelings that you feel when it comes to your sexuality and owning yourself. I also saw the Divine Feminine card earlier. Like I kept seeing Divine Feminine. So really honoring that part of yourself that wants to be seen, that wants to be felt, that wants to feel wanted and appreciated. That's also how you can take care of yourself today, is being direct but balanced, right? And not feeling any guilt or shame. And I feel like this isn't just when it comes to like, you know, sexuality. I feel like this also has to do with your identity, like who you've been, because I thought that was the root chakra that we were going to pull. And maybe even with like you transitioning in your career or whatever it is with your finances, your financial goals, not feeling any guilt or shame around that part of your identity, especially when it comes to like the feminine part of you. If the queen that lives within you, right? Because all of us have a king and a queen that live within us. If the king in you is good with money or identity or, you know, desires, but the queen in you may feel some sort of shame or guilt or shyness or even repression, then that's something for you to look at, right? And the feminine, obviously, that has to do with more of our nurturing side, our motherly side, or even our hidden feelings, right, that we don't always express. So interesting. Just something to think about. Okay, so I'm going to look into the main character when it comes to career, when it comes to work, when it comes to finances. Let's just get a couple of cards around this. Oh, we have the Two of Wands. So to me, this card looks like what are you manifesting at this time? What are you seeking for the future outcome when it comes to what exactly it is that you want or you're expecting? Okay, too many cards, y'all. Too many cards. Let me put that. Let me shuffle that. I'm only looking for a couple, y'all. Interesting. The Six of Swords. So you're definitely wanting to move forward from, again, like I was saying, if there is some sort of guilt or shame that you're repressing when it comes to your finances or even your career, it's time that you let it go and you move on, because you may be manifesting a higher position for yourself, or you already are in a position where you're meant to lead and show off. Like, you're meant to shine, you're meant to show, you're meant to be seen and heard, and you have to find peace with that. Right? Whatever past things that you've dealt with that have made you feel ashamed of yourself, you got to get past that. Go on the 6 of chalices. What did I say? Past the past. Get past the past, right? Also, anything having to do with children. If you are somebody that is involved with children, that will be going successfully. I'm going to get one more card. 6-6 is significant. I will even say 266. Look that number up, because it may be significant for you. Angel numbers when it comes to your career. Oh, we have the Hangman. Right. So you need to look at things from a different perspective than what you've had, and surrender. I feel like it's just saying surrender your old life for your new one. When it comes to your career, your work, your finances, definitely surrender that guilt and that shame. And know that, again, when it comes to anything that you're pursuing with children, just know that it's going to be very successful. And I don't even think it's just children. It could be just influencing people. Like, if you are somebody that is going to be in a higher position, leading people, you're going to be seen, you're going to be heard, you're going to be felt. Your main character energy is saying that you're going to be successful in this role. Okay, being like a parent to these children, being like a teacher to these students. Right, so let's look at, oops, went flying. Excited, okay. Are you excited for today? I feel like that could be meaning like there may be a surprise, something that just surprises you and catches you off guard today. Because I'm like, let's look at the foundation. Okay, foundation's a bit jumpy. Okay, let's look at the foundation for today for main character energy. The 2 of Cups. And I feel like this goes back to what I was telling you when it comes to acknowledging the king and queen within you, right? Coming into union within yourself. The king and queen, excuse me. It's time that you look at the desires that the king within you, as well as the queen within you have. I know I should have pulled some of those cards. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull some of the king and queen cards. What does the king in you want to say to the queen in you? What does the queen in you want to say to the king in you? So the foundation today is about alignment. What else am I seeing here? Oh, and the 6 of Pentacles. So far we got 666. We got the 6 of Swords, the 6 of Cups, and now the 6 of Pentacles. Right, so they're the reciprocity. Look, this is how you acknowledge the king and queen within you, right? So imagine yourself as a king. Imagine yourself as a queen. How do they interact with each other, right? How does the masculine voice within you talk to you, protect you, look at you, guard you? How does the feminine voice within you react to you, acknowledge you, understand you? Right? If there's something, hold on, I just need to put this on silent. There we go. Acknowledge that part of yourself, right? The king in me for a long time was very overprotective. So always on guard, always like, stand back, I got this, sword drawn. Right now, the king in me sits on the throne reading books all day, like getting knowledge, like no longer on the battlefield, just sitting there all day, like gaining knowledge. And then the queen in me, because the king was always on guard, the queen in me always felt like anxious and jumpy and like, what's going to happen next? Like, am I okay? She was always even just sitting on the throne because she was so overprotected that she wasn't able to manifest. She wasn't able to, like, you know, decorate the home and be a vital substance to the relationship, where it was like, I'm fertile, but I don't see the fruits, right? But now the queen in me, even the empress in me, is like, okay, now now I feel more reciprocal of this energy. Now I feel like I'm in a position where I can show off my vibrant colors. I can dress up. I can decorate my home. I can cook these lavish meals. I have more than enough money and abundance because the king in me isn't on guard so much and trying to protect me in survival mode, that the queen in me just has to sit and wait. Now it's the opposite. Now the queen in me is in the forefront. She's out and about. She's socializing, versus the king in me is now sitting on the throne, gaining knowledge, and wisdom, so that when the king and queen in me come together, it's more balanced, right? So just think about that. If you want more information about what I'm saying, then definitely book like a life coach call with me, and we can talk more about the king and queen energy within you. But let's get back to your main character energy. Okay, so the foundation for today. Lots of balance. Okay? So we have temperance, right? The sun and the moon balancing out the energies. Right? We have the Two of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, now temperance, balancing out these energies. And then we have Two of Swords and Judgment. Okay? And you can see in this Judgment card, it's like she's calling to her higher self. It's like she's wanting to become one with herself again. So the foundation for you today is really to focus on balancing out the energies within you. I feel like this is going to help balance out your relationships with others too. Because what I'm seeing here is that there's things that you're repressing within your psyche that you don't realize that need to come to the surface, especially when it comes to like your role as a leader and being seen and heard and felt by others. I feel like, oh, you know what it reminds me of too? It reminds me of like being afraid to be touched, right? When you are intimate with somebody and you're afraid to allow them to touch you, or you're very timid. And I just see that with like Venus energy, right? Somebody that's honoring that sacred masculine and feminine energy within themselves. They are powerful, right? Which means that they're not afraid to touch and they're not afraid to be touched. But if you have any guilt or shame that you're repressing, then today is the day where you allow that to come to the surface, especially when it comes to your mental. Like, what is it that you're trying to repress mentally and it's affecting you physically? I feel like this is what you need to awaken to. And you can even see on her arm right here, right? See how it's like those scales? It almost looks like scales or two flags, or I guess it's supposed to be two swords. But again, there's like balance. And then you can see the crows, right? It's like, what are you listening to? What exactly are you listening to? You need to listen to the part of you that wants more. The part of you that wants more, wants to be felt, wants to be heard, wants to be seen, wants to collaborate with others. Instead of thinking that like, there's no way it could be true. No way somebody could want me the way I want me. Okay, really quick, let's get some messages from the ancestors and we're going to close out the reading. Okay, ancestors, what you got to say today? The Knight of Pentacles. Be solid in your commitments today, especially with your words. I feel like this is saying whatever you say today, mean it. You better mean that shit, right? Don't say something that you don't mean or that you're not willing to commit to. Commit to your word today. Ancestors, ooh, the Ten of Pentacles. It's right there in front of you. Everything you want, need, and desire is right there in front of you. Let me get some more. It's right there in front of you, and you deserve it. You deserve it. Look at this, King of Wands. King of Wands. Y'all pulling on my energy. My energy is all up on these cards. You are ready to step into this leadership role. Ready or not, here you come. Okay, whether they like it or not, here you are. That's why I feel like the ancestors are saying, like, this is something that nobody can stop. And this is also like going back to like planning your abundance. Again, stay hydrated, right? So that way you can think clearly and know exactly what you're feeling. But also, whatever you write down, like, mean it, commit to it, know that it will come to pass. If you say you want it, write it down and then focus on it with full intention to make it happen, because it will come to pass. And the amazing thing about this is that you are 100% in control over everything. Oh, interesting. 5 of Swords. Again, you may be looking back at the past. There's that guilt. There's that shame that you're repressing. Oh, the 7 of Cups, but it needs to come to the surface. Your psyche is telling you, I've been telling you about this. I've been telling you about that. Bring it to the surface and acknowledge it already. Acknowledge it already, because it's right in front of you. It's right in front of you and they can't stop it. On 3 of Cups, the ancestors are helping you with this. This is your opportunity to be seen, be helped, be, I want to say be fertile, meaning like you can plant and grow anything that you choose. And then the High Priestess, like, you know exactly what it is that you want. You know exactly what it is that you need. I feel like also, like we were saying, something's gonna surprise you about yourself, or something's gonna be surprising to you. And this is gonna be a download that you're gonna get. This is gonna be something within your mental, psychic downloads that you're gonna receive. A message, and it's going to surprise you. It's really going to be like, wow, that's what's going on here. And 6 of Pentacles last, reciprocated. And that's what I was hearing from God. Like, God is going to reciprocate your energy today. God is going to make it loud and clear what exactly it is that you need to do and where you need to go. And you just have to listen. That's the only way that you need to reciprocate your energy today. I don't feel like this is necessarily like, be bold and take all this action and make sure that you are, purging and releasing. No, I feel like that today is a day where your main character energy just needs to listen, because there's a very important message being said. But that's all I have for you guys today. If you would like a personal reading, or you want to know more about what I have in store, go ahead and click the link down below and go to my store and you can see everything. Okay, have a beautiful, blessed day, and I will see you guys later.